Hello and welcome to another Cavejam video. So today I'm going to show you how navigation works and transportation. Very important aspects of the game. So well, when you log in as a new player, you enter your own world, your own room, and from here you can just go to the mining world where you can mine ore. So to get to the mining world, you just need to step into this portal right here. So if you step into that portal, you end up in the mining world. And what you could do is, well, you could just mine around. But at some point, you might want to get back to your own world, to your own room. And there are various ways to do that. So the easiest way is to just open up the navigator. And there are various options in the navigator. So you got the open world. If you click that, you get to the center of the mining world. But there's also, of course, also the user studios. If you click show my studios, you see your own studios. You could also show the active studios, which shows the currently active studios. The counters don't always seem to be correct, but studio I was just at was Mira's studio. So let's just go back there. There we go. And yeah, that's how you can get back to your own world, basically. Um, so let's say you're in the mining world and you would step into lava, for instance. When you step into lava, my decibels are a little bit high. I'm just gonna lower that a little bit because otherwise I would lose a little bit too much cash. Don't like that. So if you step into lava, you are teleported to the center of the mining world. So that's right here. As you can see, the coordinates changed. So this is the center of the mining world. So it often happens that when you're mining, you end up here. When you die, stepping into lava or blowing yourself up with TNT. So what you could do is just move over to this stage right here, and there's a ladder. And if you step into that ladder, you end up back into your own world. So in case you are a new player and you haven't done anything in your own room, your own world, you would just end up uh, back into your studio. And uh, so the coordinates that were visible in the open world when stepping into that ladder. Let's review that again. There we go. So the coordinates of this ladder right here, 0, 0. So if you step in that, you also end up in your own room at 0, 0. So it's basically the same coordinates, different world. So it's easy as that. So two ways to get back to your studio. You could just open up the navigator, show my studios, and just click on the studio you were just at. Or you could just step into the ladder in the open world. Let's see. I've created a little overview. Yeah, let's have a close look at the navigator. So the navigator basically allows you to go to the open world, so basically the center of the mining world. It allows you to go to user studios, so you could show the active studios. So it basically shows a list of the studios that were last accessed. Or you could just show your own studios. And there's another way. You could also click on the Vigos tab, and then you see who's online. Currently, only I'm online in the game. And if you click on a user, you can actually see the rooms of that user. So if you then click on that, you see the rooms of, well, of me right now. So that's also a way to navigate to a room of another user. What makes a room pop up in this navigator? Well, it's actually very easy. What you need is a door. So let's say I would want this part right here to become. Let's just walk a little bit this way. Let's say I would build a nice room here, and I would want this room to pop up in the navigator. I would just need to go to the room section, buy myself a studio door, and when you place down the door, the system will ask for a name to enter. And if you enter that name right here and hit enter, it should show up in the navigator. So let's see if that's actually working. I think I've already reached my limit of the amount of rooms you're allowed to have, so I don't think I'm capable of doing this. So well, that's the way to register a new studio basically in the navigator. Um, let's see if it's not. Oh wait, it's here. It just didn't refresh. My new room. All right. So that's the basically the way to register a new studio. And if you remove the door, it will also be removed from the navigator. So do not despair if you accidentally removed the door of your first studio. You can always get back to your studio by just going to the open world and then step into the ladder in the center, and it will bring you back into your own world. All right. So yeah, that's it about the navigator, I think. Um, yeah. So let's have a look at the open world. So the open world is just a mining world. It's one and the same world. If you step into the mining portal, you just end up somewhere very far away in the mining world. But it's one and the same world basically. So if you want to go to a mineable place from the open world, basically from the center, it's possible, but you need to walk quite a bit because around the center, most of the ore has been mined away, most of the blocks are gone. So you would have to walk quite far actually to get somewhere. So let's just walk for a bit and see where we end up. Um, yeah, so a lot of people did some building, around here. Uh, People place down ladders to basically go into their own world. So if you step into a ladder of another player, you just end up in their underground, in their world basically. So let's just walk for a little bit further and actually see some nice buildings right here. People have been very creative to build all sorts of structures. Really nice to see. Walk a little bit further. Yep. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna find a mineable block for like another 100 tiles, I suppose, but maybe even further. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll probably get somewhere. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is the highway I'm building. So if I now go to the right, I should probably find something mineable. Yeah, these blocks right here, they're unbreakable walls, so you can blow them to pieces with TNT, but don't think that's necessary. Ah, right, there's something mineable. There we go. So I could just mine away this, and then this right here becomes my cave. I've been mining before here, so what I could do is go into the catalog, go to the fast travel section, and I could buy a ladder. And if I place down the ladder right here, I could step in there, and I would end up in my own world. So let's see. Most likely, when I step in, I uh, I will end up on rocks, and it won't allow me to step in. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there are rocks on the other side. So there's a way to overcome that, and one thing you could do is to just basically buy yourself a piece of TNT. I'm gonna go with a small one here, and if I blow right up here, take some distance. There we go. I actually blow up the rocks that are below here. So let's see if we can step in now. Yeah, there we go. So this allows me to basically go into my own world, and I can I could expand this, and I could build something here if I wanted to. And if I mine my way far enough that way, I will end up in my own room again, basically. We could actually have a look at that on the map. Let's see. There we go. So it looks like I've been blowing some more TNT. Uh, let's have a look. I'll go back a little bit this way. Probably. Oh yeah, there's my home basically. All right. So a ladder can be used to basically go to your own world from the mining world, and you will end up in the same coordinates. So the coordinates right here are -420, -53, and if I go up again, I'm back in the mining world at the same coordinates. So it's very easy to basically um, go somewhere in the mining world, place down a ladder, and you can just go to your own world. But you need some TNT to blow yourself away into your own world, basically. All right. So another way to transport yourself, because walking, well, that makes me tired, is to just buy a pair of teleporters. So uh, there are various kinds of teleporters. So you got color teleporters, which are, well, they look nice because you can basically color them. But really, the most easy teleporter, I think, is a sensitive teleporter. So if you buy one of those, you get a pair. Where did the other one end up? Oh, right there. So you get two of them. And what you can do is just place down a teleporter. Place down the other end somewhere else, like here. And if I now step into this teleporter, I should end up at the other end. There you go. It's very easy. And the distance between these two teleporters, well, it doesn't really matter. You can place them as far apart as you like. So if you feel like not walking, just walk the first time, place down the teleporters, and from that point on you can just teleport. It's very easy if you for instance um, found a nice place in the mining world to mine. So let's say um, let's say I stepped into the mining world from my room. Now I first need to equip another drill. There we go. So let's say I found a very nice place to do some mining, and I want to come back at some point later. I could just place down this teleporter right here. we go. And I could then just go to my own room. And well, as you can see, I've already placed down quite a few teleporters, but let's say we're going to put it right here. I could just step into this teleporter right here, and I end up right where I put the other one. So it's very easy to just navigate between the mining world and your own room by just placing down teleporters. Um, yeah, so there are some other ways to basically move yourself through the mining world. So there's also the traditional Coke Studios teleporter, which looks nice, but is quite expensive. Um, yeah, there's also the private teleporter, which can only be used by you, so that is very nice if you want to, if you found a place in the mining world. For instance, if you found some diamonds and you don't want other players to find them, you could just put down that private teleporter right there, and no one but you can use the teleport to get there. Um, yeah, there's also ice, which you can place down. So let's just place down some of that. There we go. If you place down some ice, you can actually move around pretty quickly, but it's, well, kind of, it takes some time to put it down, but if you, well, you can basically just glide, and if you just put down a lot of those tiles next to each other, you can move around quickly from one place to another. But I would say that it's nicer to use a teleporter and probably quicker too. So yeah, it's a nice option, and it's cool to use him in, for instance, if you want to build a maze or something, you could use some ice to basically move users around. All right. Um, yeah. So there's also a way to invite users to your location, which is called a waypoint. So let's say I've been mining for a while in the mining world, you know, and I come across something cool or want to show something to another player. What I could then do is click my own avatar, and there is the set waypoint option. So if you click that, a waypoint is set at this very location, and every player that is online sees this line in their console, and they can click it to basically teleport to your location. And I can also use it myself. So if I just walk, 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 there we go. And I would click on that line. You'd first need to click in the text box before you can actually click this line. That's often confusing to players, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy. And then you can just click on the line, and then you're teleported to that waypoint location. It's very easy, very nice to use when you want to invite some players over to your place and don't want to explain to them what the name of your studio is or what the coordinates are of where you are in the mining world. It's you know that's a big burden to do. So you know it's much easier to just use a waypoint. Yeah, so it basically saves the last waypoint that you created, and you could use this button to teleport to that place. So it's also very easy for yourself to use, but be aware that every user that's online sees the waypoint. So don't be surprised if people come over to your place if you use that functionality, because that's what the intention was when it was implemented. Then there is a another way to move yourself or transport yourself through the mining world, which is random teleporting. So you could just click your own avatar and click on the teleport random button, and it will just randomly teleport you to a place in the mining world. Um, it only teleports you to a place where you actually put down Fernie or items or whatever. Also, if you mined a block and you didn't pick up or sell the ore, it teleports you to that location. So if you don't have any stuff lying around in the mining world, the random teleport function will probably not work. It will just don't do anything because there's nothing to teleport to basically. Well, teleport randomly is a very nice way to just well, go locations that you've been before and left items. I often end up uh, at the roads I've been building in the mining world. Um, Very rarely I end up at a piece of ore that I didn't pick up or sell. So for me, the function isn't really that useful. For new players, it's not that useful. But once you've played for a while and you've left a lot of stuff in the mining world, it's an easy way to retrieve those items. But for the longer you've been playing, well, the more places, potential places there are to teleport to. So it's a nice function to use. I think it's nice to see where you can actually end up. There we go. So there we have it. Various ways to navigate and transport yourself through the mining world. Um, yeah, using the navigator is probably the easiest way to get somewhere, to get to someone else's room, or um, to basically move yourself to another location. Using teleporters is a very good way to not have to walk so much through the mining world. Well, you have to walk it one time, but if you place down teleporters, you don't have to in the future. So yeah, there is one other way to navigate because the navigator in game is somewhat limited in showing the studios. It's only showing a list of, well, what is it? Maybe 30 or 40 studios, I suppose. So if you want to have a look at studios that haven't been accessed for a very long time, you still want to visit them, there's also a way to use the website basically. So there's the navigator page that's right here. This page basically shows a bigger list of rooms that you can access. Also, rooms that were set up back in 2019, and if you click on the link, you are transported to that location. So let's see, there's a nice location. Well, this one, Old Room 2, created by Anton, which Anton is a developer, by the way. Let's see where we end up. I'm not even sure. It's in the mining world. That's one thing I know. There we are. Well, I suppose this is a room Anton built quite some time ago. So yeah, using the navigator on the website is an easy way to get to rooms that don't show up in the in-game navigator anymore. There we go. Let's see what this is. Oh, looks nice. Jambam always creates nice rooms, so. Yeah, looks pretty cool. So this is also a very efficient way to basically travel to other people's rooms. Well, that's about it. Yeah, I don't think there are other ways to basically navigate or transport yourself. Yeah, there's the parallel portal. So each player that starts off has uh, his own world basically. So let's go back to Myra Studio just to illustrate what it would look like for a new player. So this is basically your main world where we're now, and the parallel world is the second world you actually have. And I believe that if you walk up the stairs in your starter room, you actually go to that parallel world. So this is the parallel world. So having these two worlds is a way to basically give the player the impression you're actually going to a whole different room. But yeah, really it's a bit of an illusion because it's just a portal that lies under these stairs that brings you to another location. So yeah, the parallel world, you could use it to make upstairs or downstairs, but it's not entirely necessary to do it in the parallel world. You could also just mine yourself away like 100 tiles that way and build your upstairs and then place a teleporter um, below these stairs. So you're just teleported to that other location, and that will give the player the impression you are going upstairs. So it's all just a big illusion. You're not going upstairs or downstairs at all. You just teleport to a different location. So there, I said it. It's all a big illusion. Um, yeah. So the parallel portal, as a starting user, I wouldn't use it too much. I mean, it might just confuse you. Um, but you know, if you advance a little bit more in the game, it's an option to use it and to basically have another infinite parallel world at your possession. Yeah, there's also the mining portal. Well, that's just the portal that we see right here. That brings you to the mining world. So I think this concludes the navigation and transportation video. Hope it's all a bit clear. If not, well, don't hesitate to ask when you come online in the game. So hope to see you soon. Okay, bye.